Okay, if we open up the LMS, we are not currently logged in as a user, but we can see that there are options on the screen. I've added the Quick Resource Center to the top. This is something that we can basically where we can put things that we want everybody to have access to. If it's something that's temporary, we just need their input on something, we can place it up here, like the safety culture survey, aircraft recognition quiz, so on and so forth. And people don't have to be logged in order to see this. They just need to go to the LMS and they can see what's available. Right here we've got the safety culture survey for 2015. Says they're waiting on one participant, aircraft recognition quiz, and obviously this is something that they're not necessarily going to get a grade on, but they can use it to test their skills and maybe learn something. The leadership self-evaluation is on here, so they can fill this out, and the employee self-evaluation. And also what you can't see is the employee evaluation of the lead, which is also on here but just not visible yet. I need to enable that. Okay, so moving down the line here, you can see that the contents have, the courses that are available are below here. I've listed initial training as the first course because as far as I know, we're still going to have them watch the videos, being pretty much one of the first things that they do. Then you can see all the way through level 5 down here. Level 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then we've got recurrent training below. And then there's basically the list of courses at the bottom. And you click the information tabs, and it basically shows you what's in each course. Highlights the topics in each course, I guess. And that's it. Let's move back up to the top. If we need to, I could put recurrent training at the top, by the way, up here with initial training, but I think the recurrent training is really once we get through the levels, then we go back through the recurrent training list. But there are going to be practicals within each module. So with the initial training, they could take that first. Then we'll move on down to the line service safety awareness test. That's something that's available. I guess Corey looked it over, made some adjustments to it, and maybe we'll post that this week or have people start filling that out this week. Whatever you guys decide. All right, moving right along. Let's get on to level 1. We can see that you see the descriptions in here of what's in each level, and you can't really see the curriculum itself unless you were to click on one of the headers. Let's go ahead and click on level 1. So let's open that up and get a more detailed view of level 1. And because we're not signed in, it tells you basically, hey, you got to be an enrolled student in order to view this curriculum. So let's log in as Phil. Since Phil is not a actual student, he is listed in the LMS, but I'll use him as the test student for these videos. So let's go ahead and log in here. All right, now you can see what is contained in the level 1 section. You've got level 1.1 getting started, level 1.2 introduction to the line service, so on and so forth. The level 1.1 is basically the orientation of the Jet Center, and it tells you got to do all this before you can move on. You'll see here in the light gray letters it says assignment 6, and I've completed 0 of 6. So this student, being Phil, has completed 0 of 6. 1.2, and then over on the sides, this stuff's really not going to play a big part. It's just information. Now Phil is still listed as an admin, so you sort of see some of the admin functions over here on the left, but because he never became involved in it, I just never took him out of the admin section. Don't really have any plans on it because I don't want to answer those questions. At any rate, as a student, you would see basically what's in the curriculum. We've got one URL, a quiz, 4 assignments, and it says the progress is 4 of 6 on that one. And you can see down here there's a new message. So let's go ahead and go to the messages, and this happens anytime you get a new badge or somebody sends you a message within the LMS, and it looks like it's from admin user, which is going to be an automated message, and it basically says you have been awarded the badge rookie. So that basically means I've completed my profile, and I have taken this badge out since we don't really use the rookie badge anymore. So let's go ahead and and again, also all the badges that I've done, I've now made the issuer Clayton Lackey so that it wouldn't be admin user. It would be actually coming from, you've got this badge from Clayton Lackey. So it's basically just letting them know that we're rewarding them for going this far in the LMS or whatever test they've completed. All right, so let's go back to the course. I'll hit home and go down to my level 1. And let's click. All right, let's click on Getting Started. We'll open this up and see what these 6 assignments are. We've got the section is your orientation. Again, that's the description. And in that, we've got the HR paperwork packet. Let's make sure that we complete all our paperwork and turn it into the manager, supervisor, or the HR manager. Now, you'll see the blue check mark here. I can mark that complete. And you see all of these are dark blue. Dark blue boxes means that the student can actually check them off as complete and get credit for them by doing so. It doesn't assign a grade, it just marks it complete for the sake of record keeping. So I'm going to mark all these complete because Phil obviously has done all of these. Doesn't really have a locker, but we'll say he has a locker. And there we go. So all of these are marked complete. And you'll see here I can move forward to the Introduction to Line Service, level 1.2. And if I do that, then at the top you'll see we can go back or forward to the next level. But right now we're on Introduction to Line Service. Okay, so in here you can see the further breakdown of 1.2, Introduction to Line Service. And you'll see there are still some links here that look and act like links. If I click this, we can actually add the policies, the documents that need to be signed to this as an assignment. So we could click that, and it'll take us to that assignment. And in here we could have the PDF documents for them to print out and sign. At that point, you could scan it back into the system, signed, and the student would upload it, and it would become part of their permanent record that they, all their signed documents, their acknowledgments of the policy manual, their uniforms, anything like that, the ref key, all that could be put in here and made part of the permanent record. Let's click on back. And moving down, you can see again check marks here. I've checked these 4 as being completed already. And the ones that are not complete, you'll notice, are the white check boxes. The white check boxes cannot be marked complete by the student. They have to actively or actually finish the assignment in order for the system to mark these as complete. And that's going to be both for the video and the test. So the student can actually go in and say, I did it, if they didn't really do it. And they do have to receive a grade for the test. All right, so let's go ahead and click on the video, and I'll go ahead and start the video, and we'll make sure that that works. And it does. Okay, so you can see now that the video was marked complete by the system, and I'm going to go ahead and take the test now. So I'll go in here and I'll push pause and take the test, just whip through it real quick. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, so you'll see now that Phil has full credit for the test, and he could move on to Facility Familiarization 1.3. If we do that, you can see now we've got checkbox on the right, some dark, some light, which means these 2 practicals here, we would have to complete those in order to get the white check boxes to have a check in them. But I'll go ahead and say, okay, I've got this training, and I've had this training, and I've learned about the wash rack and where the drain goes and what's safe and what's not safe to put in it. And then I'll go in and take these practicals. Now the practicals are, this is where we need to make a decision. We could have the practicals to where they're just simply assignments with these type of check boxes here where they can mark off that they've, confirmed that they know each question, as in, does the person know where the light switch is? They could just check it. Or we can have it in a quiz form, which I think the quiz form is pretty good. We'll have them attempt the quiz, which we know is just a practical exam. We'll click on attempt quiz and start attempt. Okay, So now we have the quiz up, and obviously with all the practicals, everything would just be true, or which is the equivalent of pass, 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 pass. And again, the student is doing this, so this is sort of like them initialing that they've done it. And you see that with seven questions on that practical, it took all of about 5 seconds. So that's why I think that having the students involved in it, getting used to using the LMS, and actually making them use the LMS in this way, I think it's a good thing that we don't have it to where the instructor just goes in and marks it off. I know that you can have a group of guys in a room, you go through the practicals, through the information, then they go inside and they log in one at a time, and again, it's only 10 to 15 seconds, and they can actually mark it off themselves. That relieves the supervisor or manager from the responsibility of having to do every single person's practical and mark it off that way. And then basically if they don't do it, they don't get credit for it. So let's go ahead and say we finished it. We'll go back to the course and facility familiarization 1.3, and you can see now that I got credit for the hangar doors and lighting exam. Let's go ahead and do the canopy lighting and the ramp lighting, and I'll attempt that quiz. Hit start, and I'll go ahead and mark all these true as well. And again, they should read them. Now, if you read through them ahead of time on the hard copy, they would know, and they could just go ahead and really quickly, again, mark true for each one. Finish review, and off they go. Now we'll go back to the course, and you'll see again that this practical is now marked as complete for this particular student. There we go. And at this point, they could move on to the 1.4 Intro to Ramp Safety, or they could go back to the previous section if they needed to. And that's it.